Nintendo promised Mario Kart World would be a massive leap forward in the franchise. And at first glance, it looks like it is. A huge open world where players can drive around and explore. But here's the problem. This big game-changing feature is also the one thing that is ruining the game. On paper, the idea sounds exciting. Mario Kart has always been about quick races, so adding an open world seems like a fresh new way to mix things up. But once you actually spend time here, you realize it doesn't feel revolutionary at all. It feels completely pointless. When I first saw the trailers for this game and the big open world, my first thought was finally, we're about to get the best single player mode Mario Kart has ever had. Now, I know Mario Kart has always been about multiplayer, and that'll always be the main focus. But when you hear the words open world, you start to picture something huge, something that could have been amazing. Imagine this. The opening cutscene shows Mario and the crew hanging out, eating cake that Princess Peach made, and suddenly Bowser pulls up, drifts around the table, snatches up Peach, and drives off into the open world. Mario jumps into his car and the chase begins. That alone would set up an open world single player that you'd actually want to play. And it doesn't have to be some massive Last of Us style 40-hour game. Just imagine driving around, exploring new areas, finding hidden tracks, racing bosses to unlock new characters, new skins, anything like that, and all of it building up to one final showdown at Bowser's Castle to get Peach back. That would have been incredible. At the very least, it would have been way better than what we got. A giant, empty nothingness, full of NPCs that can't even talk. I mean, seriously, it feels like an open world from the Game Boy or something. Super outdated and definitely nowhere near the standards of today's games. But none of this matters nearly as much as how it affects multiplayer, and we'll get to that. But first, we need to talk about the rewards in this mode, because they might be the worst I've ever seen in any game. It honestly feels like Nintendo didn't even want to give you a single reason to play this mode. The only thing you can unlock are stickers. That's it. And they're basically useless, because you can only equip one at a time, so even if you somehow collect 10 million of them, it really doesn't matter. Why not make the open world missions the way you can unlock carts or characters or even skins, anything like that? Pretty much just anything that would have been worth our while for doing these lame challenges. And don't even get me started on unlocking skins in this game. It's terrible, but that's an entirely separate problem. Let's get back to the open world. The challenges in this mode are complete filler. They're not fun to play, and even if the rewards were good, you'd still get bored doing them. The best way I can describe it is imagine if Breath of the Wild's open world was only the Korok seeds. No shrines, no main quest, just hundreds of pointless collectibles scattered everywhere. That's what this feels like. And for a AAA game in 2025, one that cost $80 at that, that's just straight up embarrassing. Nintendo specifically said they thought the price was justified because of all the content. But seriously, where is that content hiding? I'm not seeing it anywhere. Okay, I'm not going to make you guys wait any longer. Let's talk about the multiplayer. Because I know some of you guys are saying, who cares about the single player in Mario Kart? And you're right, but here's the thing. That same open world is actually killing the multiplayer too. Let me explain what intermissions are real quick for those of you who haven't played this game at all. Basically, when you drive from one track to another in a big straight line, those sections are what we call intermission tracks. And on paper, that doesn't sound so bad, driving through an open world to get to the next race. It actually sounds like it could have been pretty cool, but the way Nintendo implemented it is a complete disaster. Here's how it works. When the race starts, you drive through the intermission section, and those first 2 laps actually count toward the normal race. So by the time you finally reach the real track, you only get 1 lap, and then bam, the race is already over. You spend a total of 30 seconds on the track itself, and that's it. The rest of the time, you're driving to the track. That's the first 2 laps. It's miserable. And I don't know about you, but that just feels awful in a Mario Kart game. Now sure, I have seen a few people defend this and actually like this, but most players, myself included, think it absolutely sucks. The intermissions aren't fun whatsoever. They barely require any skill, and half the time you're just holding down the A button while nothing happens. Like you're not turning or anything. I find myself literally falling asleep at the wheel. But even that doesn't compare to what they've done to the online multiplayer. Right now, there isn't even an option to just race normal 3-lap tracks. There's no toggle, no filter, nothing. You just have to hope that a normal race pops up whenever it pops up with those 3 random tracks. And it almost never does because Nintendo clearly wants to force everyone into these awful intermissions. And here's the kicker. Nintendo has already put out updates for this game, acting like they were fixing this. They claimed the normal races would show up more often, but if it was changed at all, it's barely noticeable and still nowhere near what players actually want. Like, why not just give us an option to turn the intermissions off? That way everybody wins. Like, what am I missing here? The people who like them can keep playing them, and the rest of us can enjoy normal Mario Kart. At the bare minimum, and I mean the absolute bare minimum, at least make one of the 3 random races always a normal track. But the thing is, they won't do that because they know everybody would vote for that one every single time. And that's the real problem here. Nintendo has this massive ego about this system that they created. They don't want to admit that they're actually wrong this time. They just want everybody to fall in line and accept this is the new normal. But here's the truth, it completely sucks. And unless Nintendo listens and finally adds normal racing options, this game is gonna die out faster than any Mario Kart before it. I actually made another video talking about how people are going back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and this right here is one of the biggest reasons why. And if you don't believe me that people are going back, go check the comments under that video. It's insane how many players still think that Mario Kart 8 is the better game. And to be honest, in a lot of ways, it is the better game. Like, sure, it's outdated a little bit, but not much. And there's a lot of things that game has to offer that this one doesn't. Which is why it's really not that surprising that people are going back. I mean, look at this game. The big, awesome new open world is filled with 10-second challenges made for toddlers. While the tight 3-lap races that Mario Kart is known for over the years, they're being completely pushed aside. Instead, we're left with a highway racing game where straight, empty roads are the new normal. What do you guys think? Me personally, I think Mario Kart World is a good game at its core. But this open world is one of the most disappointing features I've ever seen in a major release, and that's saying something. Hopefully, Nintendo can at least fix the online multiplayer, because if they don't, I don't see myself sticking with this game for very long. Definitely nowhere near as long as I played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this in the future. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And as always, peace.